This is a brief introduction to the Swift-Daley House and its new docents for the summer of 2024. The Swift-Daley House, right on Route 6 in Eastham. The house was built around 1741, and as we come up to the doorway, we can see that it's on the National Register of Historic Places. We're here at the Swift-Daley House with new docents, Luke Lescinskas and Emily Carr, and I'm going to ask them their first impressions of being docents here, summer of 2024. So, Luke, what do you think?
I think it's really cool. There's just so much cool history in this house, so much Cape Cod history in this house. It's just really interesting to, one thing that I think is really cool is the floorboards are illegal floorboards because at the time the house was built, it was still colonial, and all the wood a certain size was saved for the king for his masts and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's really cool.
Emily?
I think one of my favorite parts about having been here and being able to see some cool details and get to know it as I've spent time here is seeing how intentional the setup of the house is, and I feel like houses now aren't really made with that care. The morning room and the boarding room being made with temperature in mind and the way the sun would hit it. Rooms like that aren't just as thoughtful anymore, I feel like.
Let's go into the main hall, which is the master bedroom. Oh, you're all ready.
So this room is cool. It's the main hall. It's also a master bedroom. One thing that I think is really interesting about this is on this quilt here. It's called a crazy quilt. There's actually a coin that commemorates the Statue of Liberty on there, and these quilts were made for people to show off their quilting skills and things like that, and they just would add a bunch of cool stuff to it. I thought that was really interesting.
I love that. Emily?
I think this is my favorite room just because of how personal it feels. I can imagine being a little girl growing up in here. I think that's why the samplers, the girl samplers, are some of my favorite things here too. I feel like I could picture not myself, but a person back then, a girl, with the dolls and loving that teddy bear, and the addition of that chair being so personal, being added just for a specific person.
Yes, that was Virginia Horton, and she was a teacher at the schoolhouse. We're going to pass by the stairway to the second floor and head into the parlor. Emily?
I think my favorite thing about this room is the pictures in here. They don't necessarily relate to the room, but I love seeing Eastham back then, the geographical setting of this house, and seeing where the house would have sat, because I could not even picture that being Cape Cod today.
No trees.
Yeah.
Yeah. Luke?
I think this room is cool because there's so many artifacts that are just super interesting. For example, we've got this thing called a stereoscope, which makes a photo kind of look 3D.
Luke and Emily and I are on our way out to the beach camp, but this is Roger Gill and Clara Martone. Say a few words about being a docent here. Clara?
Well, I really enjoy being a docent here. What I really find unique about the house is it has so many everyday items from the 1800s. And the curators have worked really hard to put those things into place. People can actually put their hands on them and try them. And I think it makes for a really great experience when people come to visit.
Roger?
Yeah, for me it's been a very good experience. I just started this year. It's brought back a lot of memories. I spent the first 3 years of my life in this house, and the rest of my life it's been part of my life, but I've never thought of it and thought of the many things that have gone on and happened here. To say the memories are great. The museum itself is fantastic. I think that the idea that things are there where people can touch them and they can use them, they can see them, it's not behind glass. I think that's really important for people to get an appreciation for all the tools and the artifacts and the utensils and the things that the people used in those times.
Right. I'm just zooming in on a few of the cabinets that your mom painted because that's what, when I think of this kitchen, that's what I think of. We're on our way to the beach camp, and we'll pause for a moment to take a look at our gift shop, which is open, but it's a bright sunny day, which means it's a beach day. Not too many visitors. This is the Tool Museum and Forge, and here is the beach camp, which used to sit out on the outer spit. Emily, you've given tours here.
I love the beach camp. I love the bunk beds, and I love the where you can see where the bunk beds used to be, because you can picture like a whole family of a mother and a father, and then the son and a daughter playing and living all in this one like tightly packed room, eating dinner together, like sleeping head to head with each other, basically.
That's true. And this boat, duck boat, was not there. I love the cribbage board. This cribbage board was carved, and I'm sure on the long, cold, dark nights, with the kerosene lamps as the only light, it was a good way to pass the time. Luke.
I think similarly to what Emily said about the house, the intention that the house was built with is very impressive, because we've got all the storage and stuff, and it's a very small building that they have a lot of gear stored in.
Yeah.
And it's still livable and everything. It's not just like a shack full of stuff.
We're in the Forge, which is part of the Tool Museum, and this is John Rowe. John, talk to us about what you guys have managed to do this year here in the Forge.
Well, fortunately, we have some volunteer blacksmiths that will come in and operate the forge from time to time. Today it's about almost 100 degrees, so we're not running the forge today.
And we have the fan going, so let's move into the other room, which is a little bit cooler.
Yes, it helps to have a fan going today. This is the main part of our tool museum. We have a lot of interesting tools here from almost every type you can imagine. Woodworking tools, metalworking tools. We have a kitchen section. We have a lot of planes, saws and equipment to sharpen them. We have an interesting saw up on the wall that was used in our cutting ice from the pond. It looks like a saw to handle wood, but it's actually to cut ice.
Oh, wow.
And then you have the tongs here to carry the blocks of ice. So everything ranging, and we have the big cranberry sorter in the corner, which is a special piece of equipment that was used to sort cranberries and separate the good berries from the bad ones and the stems. So we have a huge variety of things here.
You've got another
We're leaving
45 minutes.
the Tool Museum. I'm going to turn around and take a picture of it up close. And yes, we'll be closing soon for today, but this is a wonderful place to visit, and we hope you will join us soon. Gift shop, and it's a favorite place for visitors, a hidden gem, as they say. And here is Ginny Aldrich, another new volunteer. So Ginny.
Hi. This is the gift shop for the Swift-Daley house. It used to be a building that housed small animals, and goats would be in here. Of course, it's all been redone. The one little thing about this building is that there is a root cellar here. So if I lift up this rug, you can see where the root cellar actually used to be. So we have loads of things here, all from donations of people around Eastham and wherever. There's such a variety. There's paintings, there's old dishes, little knickknacks. Yeah, we accept donations from everyone, and everything that is sold here goes to the Swift-Daley house, the museum here, and for any repairs that need to be done. So after you have finished your tour of the home, the beach camp, and the tool museum, stop in here and see all the good treasures that we have.
Heading back to the kitchen entrance, one of my favorite aspects of this house is the bowed roof. And if you can see the curve in that roof up there, it adds about 12 inches of height to the upstairs bedroom, which really helps a lot of people. We hope you've enjoyed this short video meeting some of our volunteers and hope that you can visit us this summer. We're located right next to the Eastham Post Office at 2375 Route 6.